welcome back to another local walk with honest reviews. I'll show you my exact route and include handy tips like where to park, what suitable footwear to wear, point out troublesome spots like steps, muddy patches or steep climbs, but also the highlights and the bits you don't want to miss out on your visit. Also, if you can suggest any nice walks you've been on, please feel to drop me a note in the comments below, as I'd love to explore some new places. And don't forget to hit subscribe. Thanks. So today we're at Wigan Town Centre. There's no official info for this walk as we sort of made it up as we went along. As a family we love geocaching, so we based this walk around collecting a short loop of geocaches seen here. But after walking up Wigan Road past the hospital, we decided we'd extend the loop. Oh, if you're wondering what geocaching is, here's a few photos of the ones we found. You can head over to geocaching.com to find out more about this, and I've also got a few geocaching videos on my channel. When we started the walk, we got level with Wigan Hospital. Even though this was uphill, we felt like we'd hardly started, and we were also at gates to one of the entrances to Hague Woodland. At this point, we had decided to extend our loop and get another loop of caches just to the north. You can see this blue one we didn't find. The ones we did find get little yellow smiley faces, the blue ones are ones we didn't find, and the green ones are ones we haven't found. At this green one, we sort of lost our track a bit and couldn't find our way down to the lower route. This is when we went a bit off piste, had a second one we couldn't find, and at this point we decided to head back out to the road and downhill back towards the car. So parking in Wigan, I parked here just before Tesco. It's really handy to note that at the moment, and I believe until the 27th of March 2022, Wigan Council offer free car parking in these car parks. So once we parked the car, we headed into town, then turned right, and we went up past Mabs Cross School. Here you can see Mabs Cross, which is a bit of an unusual feature, and I'm going to put out a separate series later in the year that'll cover Mabs Cross and other local points of interest. But if you want to, you can stop and read the plaque for some info here. It's got a little interesting story. So after the cross, keep heading up the road along Wigan Road, and at some point you want to cross over onto the right hand side. Like I say, we intended to go down Mill Lane, but we took the next right, which was Brockmill Lane. As you turn down Brockmill Lane, you'll see a lovely little pink cottage at the end with loads of love hearts, even though it's nowhere near Valentine's Day. I'm not sure if they do this all year round. Keep following the path round and the scenery will quickly change. First to single track lanes and damp woodland, then after dropping down and crossing over this little green bridge over the River Douglas, it opens out into farm tracks and more open fields. My camera was on the wrong setting here, so I've just got a couple of stills, but you can see how open the landscape is and what a different change of scenery it is. At the end of this farm track, you're going to come to a bridge over a canal. At this point, you want to actually drop down onto the canal and start the journey back home. The path can still be a little bit muddy, but it's wide enough for crossing points. Once you've followed the canal for a short distance, you'll see this gate. You can head down towards that. Just be careful of your footing. There's a couple of different routes. They were quite muddy and slippery the day we were there. And you're entering the Hague Lower Plantations. Just keep following the path. It's quite straightforward. Again, it's another change of scenery. It's not as open as the open farmland fields with sheep in them, and it's not like the woodland areas. You'll eventually head out to a road which is called Hall Lane, and it's only a short distance before you turn left again, just after these new stables. Here again we were just following footpaths, and we found what's called Devil's Canyon, which is another little interesting hidden gem. It looks like it's part of a quarry or something used for rock climbing, but it has some interesting features. We had a little bit of an explore, and then we started looking for more geocaches. At this point, this is where we sort of lost our way. We tried to get down to a lower pathway instead of sticking on the pathway we were on. You can see that the pathway we were on was a little bit muddy, but these alternative pathways were even worse. You had to really be careful with your footing, and it was a lot steeper than it looks on these videos. Eventually we came to another bridge crossing across the River Douglas, and we decided to take this short road out between these two rock faces. These were also quite pretty in themselves. But once we were back near the Royal Albert Hospital on Wigan Road, it was easy just to refollow our steps back down past Mabs Cross and back to the car park, and we were done. In total we did 5.3 miles or 8.5 kilometers. And our overall elevation gain was 286 feet, which was hillier than I expected it to be. You don't have to follow the route we took. There's many more routes through that woodland. This was a great walk that got you quickly out of the town centre and into some completely different and changing environments. Okay, thank you very much for watching. As usual, please help the channel grow and reach other like-minded people by hitting the subscribe button, and feel free to leave a comment if this video reminds you of a favourite park or walk near you.